Basically, for our group meeting, we need to talk to a counselor to gather information about the counseling center currently, and then from there we can determine what actions we need to take in order to implement our solutions. We also need to talk to students to see if it's possible to make this computer-based, meaning the entire system for making appointments with the counselors. And we were also thinking about grouping it by majors for assigning advisors to students.
Sweet.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we gonna do to do that? Like, what are the steps we need to take, do you guys think?
Well, if we can actually get into the counseling meeting, that'd be good.
Yeah.
But I'll see if on Monday I can get her or
Okay.
someone at least to go talk to me.
Well, if that's not possible, is it possible to talk to her son about like having a one-on-one conversation with his mother?
Outside of the counseling
I guess,
center.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can try that.
You can even meet at like Starbucks or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be in the counseling center. I think that just proves the point even more of
Yeah.
just how bad that
The counseling center
Yeah.
is. Yeah, that's fine.
you can't even get.
I'll go out on Monday and see if that's not an option, then I can go out and see if I can talk to her outside class.
I bring that to her attention too, that I've tried to make appointments with her twice and still had no success, which proves your point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think Regene's idea is good because she mentioned the whole online system. Dan wouldn't be in this situation. You could just, Skype her or, like, I don't know, conference call her with voice through the computer or something like that versus having to go in and actually talk about this stuff.
I think the Skype thing might be a little too difficult to like figure out in our time period, you know? It might be too,
Well, yeah,
A little
just
too
with like how
complicated.
much training that. they
Well, and
would
also,
have to-
none of us really know how to like set that up or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it might be like too big
It's
of
a good
an
idea.
big of an option. I think the best course of action is to see if we can divide it up into advising and counseling. Like, you can split up the counseling center, the offices into like
Yeah.
half advising, half counseling. So at least you know a direction to go instead of I need to do this, and they're just like, we'll show up at X time, and you might get in.
yeah, we should,
I mean, yeah.
we should see if we can, like, even just looking at the school map, see if we could find like,
Places where it
yeah,
can be.
where we, like, maybe we could even build a building or
Yeah.
something. We obviously don't have to figure out how to fund that or anything. We just have to figure it out, because
Yeah.
it just has to be an idea, not necessarily
I mean, I personally feel like that the counseling center is huge enough where they can have
Yeah.
it sectioned off, one for advisors and one for counselors, and they can always increase their staff and faculty. And we can also, as far as like talking to people goes, we can also talk to the current faculty members and figure out what their opinion on it is and why it's so hard to get appointments with them.
Yeah.
or so easy.
Yeah.
Why it's just inconsistent.
Well, and then you have people going to like individual teachers. Like, why do they do that? Like, why is that like an option for them? We can talk to students about if they do that. Like, why do they do that? Why do
Yeah.
No, yeah. I actually, because I don't go to the counseling center. I just talk to Chris Miller, the speech teacher. I don't know if you know who he is. It's pretty popular around here. I don't know. But yeah, because I don't even waste my time with the counseling center.
I mean, there are days when you can go in there and you can be in and out in like 30 minutes, but there are other times when you have to wait
It's like
like
cool
hours
class.
and hours.
Yeah.
And then they also offer you students cards for appointments. But what about those students that don't come in for their appointments? Then
Yeah.
you still have students sitting there for hours and hours waiting to be called.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're not like very prepared for it either. Half the time I've been in there, they haven't even asked like what it's about. They're just like, oh, your counseling appointments this time with this counselor. So I feel like if they had
Show
like
up.
More
the, yeah,
specialized.
the counselors can just like pull out, all right, here's what you need to do, hand you this sheet of paper, or show you this website. That would save a lot of time, especially for the people who are doing the walk-in appointments, so they can get
So
in.
it could be a lot more organized.
Yeah.
There should be just like, we should make it so there's just like an hour for like walk-in appointments, and you can have like 4 walk-in appointments, and then if they're full, you leave and you have to make another appointment, because that's how it gets like so backed up. I feel is because everyone's just walking in there.
Well, because there's tons of walk-in appointments, because when you actually do call in or you do go in, they say they're backed up for the next
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
Which
You
is
could
like,
also-
which is
you could, yeah.
which is realistic because there is like 30,000 people or whatever that do come here, so like that's totally
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But it's either you make an appointment for
Yeah.
X amount of stuff, and I need this at this time, or it's you walk in and it's a complete gamble.
Yeah.
I mean, they could
So-
just, create more space, which would create more offices for the counselors, therefore hiring more, like, counselors and
Which we can
advisors.
figure out as an option.
Exactly, so it wouldn't be as bad
Yeah.
as it is right now.
I mean, we have all these great ideas, but we need to come up with ways that we can like truly implement a solution for it. We need to settle on one idea and figure out a solution to how to solve it because, I mean, like, this is a hard project and we're kind of making progress, but then again, we're kind of not. So we need to figure out which idea we're gonna settle on and how to implement it. And from there, I feel like that our project could go a lot smoother.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So we'll do the online. I'll go in Photoshop and I'll make a pretty thing for online appointments. And even I'll even add something like it should just be like a huge bar that says make an appointment or something. Because it's like sort of hidden. I was like, how the heck do I make an appointment with a counselor? Because I couldn't find the button. So yeah, we got to make it just very obvious. Almost maybe even put it on the like cod.edu page or something.
Well, you could do that, or you could do that on like the front of My Access or
Yeah.
Blackboard.
Yeah, literally have
Just-
a direct link for My
Yeah.
Access or, well, yeah, it would be My Access, not Blackboard, but yeah, have a direct link for My Access. That would get you right to
Yeah.
getting an online appointment.
And I do like the idea of like making it based on your major. So like some advisors can take like A through C majors or whatever. It'll like allow more room for them to talk to other people.
Yeah.
Well, especially it'll alleviate some of the confusion on like I know if I go to this counselor like I know for a fact that I can get an appointment or I know that she'll help me with this.
Exactly.
Instead of you can go to 5 different counselors and you'll get 5 different answers because all of them have their own agendas or their own opinions on what they want to get done.
So with you saying the entire Photoshop idea, you can make a drop-down box of like the majors and then they can pick it and then a counselor will be given to them that they will go see specifically about their major.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like, you click on that, like, I want an online appointment, I want to meet with
I
a
can make
counselor.
the buttons. I
You
don't know
can
if I
do,
can
like-
make. I can't make things you can click on with
Well,
like a drop down
Yeah,
bar.
you
Yeah.
can put
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
just like the
box in
display.
there
That's way too difficult.
that's
Yeah.
like A through C, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of coding.
Yeah. I mean, I think if the online is probably one of the better options, but the major split is probably one of the better go-rounds.
But that's,
Or,
yeah,
or
that's,
splitting up the walk-ins and the appointments and figuring out how often can you get like appointments or like why it is backed up for like a month.
So that's one of the questions that you
Yeah.
can ask the lady that you'll be speaking to.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, and then I know Ms. Morgan mentioned that we can invite the dean of students down, and hopefully, whatever we present, it like motivates him to change the way things are set up because he does have a lot of power.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the ideas that we've settled on?
We settled on the online idea and doing it by like majors A through C, whatever after that.
Yeah.
Those are we gonna do anything else? Because what if do you feel like that's enough?
I mean, I feel like it'll make it go a lot smoother with people getting the answers to their questions and things like that, and getting help picking classes and
Well,
stuff.
do you think we like could fix a third thing? Like, do you think we'd have
I mean,
time for
like,
it?
as far as,
the
like-
appointments and walk-ins
As
is
far
something
as
that
the
definitely needs to be
walk-ins,
fixed.
we can have, like, when they walk in, we can have them fill out a card that says what they're there
Yeah.
for, who they like to speak to, because the cards that they have in there, it doesn't really
It says show up
say
at this
anything.
time,
Yeah.
go.
Exactly, so you can have the cards that are organized to have them say what they're there for, who they like to speak to, and stuff
In
like
the
that.
counseling center, do they have like a sheet where you like sign your name where it's
Yeah.
like this is the line, basically? I mean, you can just start that off with like appointments, like each new day you could possibly like come in at 8 o'clock first come, first serve, this is the line.
Yep.
Okay.
Instead of walk-ins, or you can start like walk-ins start at 12,
Yeah.
and then you can do that from there, instead
Yeah.
of, because it starts at 8 and then at 1 again.
Yeah, I guess if, like, we can work on these now, and I guess if we feel like it isn't enough later, we could always add something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause,
I think a lot of help, like, after I talk to the counselor, like, a lot of
Yeah.
help too.
no, yeah, that'll definitely get the ball rolling.
I feel like for that whole like link idea for the thing on My Access, what you could do is be like, all right, I want a, you know, talk to a counselor like face to face. Here's my major. Here's what I'm trying to address, and then here's what time works for me.
Yeah.
And here's the dates that work for me too.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just very specific
It'll
and
be a lot more formal as well.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because
Okay.
it's about like what the student wants and how it's going to be beneficial and helpful for the student.
Okay, so now that we have it figured out what we're gonna do, what should we have done before Tuesday or the next time we meet?
Hopefully before Tuesday, you'll be
yeah.
and had
I'm
the
gonna-
meeting with the
I'll be on them.
person, and then we can have the Photoshop
Yeah.
copy done.
Yeah, I'll
and
work on
then
some pictures and email them out, and we can
I'll
always
create
work with
like the little sheet that I was talking about, like with the.
And then
major and
should we
everything.
ask students like what they would, like we could possibly ask students, like out of the 3 things that we said, the possibility of like what would you want fixed most?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
then
can
we
put
can
out
figure
that
out
survey.
What's
So
the
did you wanna
biggest
create
thing?
that?
Yeah, make it like a priority.
Just be
Yeah, I
like,
can make it a survey. So like, what would
out
of
the,
these-
what
out
would
of-
the 3 questions be?
the 3
like, what
questions
they
would be out of what you
these
want
options,
fixed,
which one of these do you feel would be more effective?
or
Okay.
like what do you think the best way the counseling center could get fixed, like
Yeah.
like changing it into grouping majors, like protecting or not protecting, or like fixing walk-ins, or the last one by like making online more efficient and easier to access,
Yeah.
and then we could figure out results from there.
So you'll make that, you're
I'll
gonna make
those 3
the
questions.
The photos.
Photoshop, you're gonna do the interview, you're gonna, take care of the survey. Aaliyah, did you wanna pass it out?
She's
Yeah, I'll
just
pass
gonna-
it out.
she's-
And then I'll do the,
Yeah, pass it out to
I'll
the
do
students.
the, card
What card?
for the walk-ins.
Oh, right. Cool. Alright. Well, it's 3:16. It's 3:16, so we gotta go to work, so. Good group meeting.
everybody.
Peace, Miss Morgan.